3 1390s there for Tau, 2 Pershings. 2 Pershings, that's the first time.
Yeah,
we've not actually seen 2 Pershings before on this map. It's always 1 Pershing and a T69 or 1 Pershing and 4 1390s, but not 2 Pershings. So that's the first time that's happened. And going against 2 T69s of Mind, that could actually work.
That's true, that could be working, yeah. And I think they have to play with the Pershing on top. They can't go really from the 1-2 line. The Pershings are a bit too slow and takes too long against the 69s. But also Mind, they got only 2 light tanks and 3 med tanks, so it's also a different style. So Mind is also slower in that case, because 2 against 3 1390s.
Right, so let's go back into the game for the restart of map number 1 of Tau versus Mind.
Yes, and we got Mind in the north and Tau in the south. Yeah, hopefully we will see a 1-2 line push again instead of just going through the middle of the hill.
Yeah, let's hope we see something. But then again, with 2 Pershings, what are they going to do? If they go on the 1-2 line, how are they going to implement the 2 Pershings?
It's a question the team will answer to us. I have no idea how they want to use it, but I think if they use them on the 1-2 line as well, they go with 5 tanks, it's kind of a problem. So maybe they're defending the top side with the 2 Pershings defensive and going with the 3090s from the south, and then as the 3090s are in position, the Pershings move as well to the mid and try to engage in the fight.
Maybe, but we'll see now what happens. I actually expect more of a standard game, 1T1 on the west, and here they are, they're actually spreading out that way. Let's have a look at the formations as they come in. We are seeing a big push from Mind in the 1-2 line.
2 69s, both T1 and
that's
the
the only way they're going to work it, though. With the Pershings there, they're going to have to get around the back of the Pershings. But the T1 was spotted. He hasn't spotted anyone else, but he has spotted them.
Yeah.
And
yeah, that's really bad from Taugo that the T1 didn't spot any tanks before. He gets spotted for whatever reason, but he were not able to spot a single tank. And yeah, one of the biggest mistakes maybe in the battle that cost them maybe also the battle. Only Hemno were spotted on the south. And the 69s are still hidden.
Oh, and angrily, Aitor, he gets hit from a nice shot there from Rasklik, or is it Lowu? Not entirely sure who actually successfully.
But no, the 69s are spotted and they're shooting on Hardys. Hardys is down to 600 hit points already, and it's in a huge of trouble. Another 2 hits going out from the 69.
Oh, they're trying to cover him, but Voss and Eugene are in a lot of trouble. Voss was trying to protect Eugene, but instead Eugene continues going forward, getting picked apart by Mind. Mind did the perfect thing to counter these Pershings and just surround them. So there's nowhere to put their tough armor. So Voss goes forward trying to get out of the battle, but Alex is under a lot of fire. Mind are really ripping these guys apart. From behind, Hardys is trying to do some damage on Lowell, but not really getting the connections he's needing. The Angulator is also not getting the DPM out, and he's going though. He's engaging the
69s again.
First 2 shots going. He's got to try and get the last shot off. He does kill Lowell, but in the meantime, the rest of his team have been destroyed.
Yeah, Kamek and Sig have done a perfect game. They're going out 4 shells, everyone connected with 4 shells, then they're going back for reload, then they come out and finish off the tanks. And the biggest problem for Tau was that the T1 gets spotted but didn't spot any single tank. He had to spot all tanks from Mind before they go up, so they had a chance to react on it. It was already too late. As the 69s pop up, 1 tank was basically immediately down.
And the cap is also going down. It was a double whammy. Mind take the first map with ease.
Yeah.
Cliff was just not their map. Using 2 Pershings was not a great idea. Mind knew exactly how to counter such a slow strategy. They used their T69s perfectly. Let's have a look at the damage as soon as it comes in. We can see how impressive those T69s were.
Yeah. I think they should be around 1,600 damage. 4 shells.
Well, they got 8 shells off, so 8 shells is around the 1,600 mark. So if both of them hit all their shells, like you said, then they both should be around that. The Rascalix and Nesqui, though, they, looking at the amount of hits they actually got a full clip off each, so 6 connections. Yep. So 1,347 damage each for those. Pershing, though, Lowu just absorbed the shots. That's basically what his job was, and he successfully did it. But he actually didn't bounce a single shot. Just use his HP. Okay. 1,440. Yeah, that was it. So
okay. Here we go for the damage. Yeah, Kamek and Sig, the 2 69s, 1,600, 1,100. So Sig maybe miss or bounce 1 single shell. But yeah, basically everyone killed 1 tank.
The Angulator actually got 5 shots off, so all 6 shots off, but 1 of them did not go through. But that was it. The rest of them did either 1 shot worth of damage or 2 shots max. So
it was just too fast for Tau to react. They immediately got out. Then they tried to shield each other, losing time. 6 chance, went for a reload, and yeah, GG.
Yeah, totally outplayed there.
Exactly.
As you can see, 2 kills there for Rasklitz, 1 for Gusso, Zik, and Kamelek from Mind, and Anglis the only one who managed to successfully score a kill there for Tau. Okay, not looking good, but the next map is
Minsk.
the map that they managed to almost beat Mind on in the best of 5 series. So it was 2-1 there. Now, that means it did go down to 2 draws as well.
Yes.
So it's in the league, in the way that the Golden League works, is 5 maps. Oh, sorry, the same map played 5 times, but it's always all 5 times played. So if it's a 2-1 result, there was 2 draws. So these 2 guys were not too confident against each other. So will we see a repeat of that, or will one of them actually know what to do against the other this time round? Mind have got a message to send that they do not deserve to be in the losers bracket, and they deserve to be the finalists here. And if they don't send a message by destroying Tau, people are not going to take them seriously.
Especially, they need also the confidence to go for the next round. I mean, if you can't beat Tau, how you want to stay up against Synergy? Not Synergy,
Unity.
against A Gaming, ESC, Unity.
Yeah, the people
Navi,
they're going to have to say this is a bad day. Yesterday was a bad day. We didn't deserve to lose. We deserved to win that. It was just a bad day. We've got to prove this. And now they've got to send that message forward. And we can see there the Belarusian flag on them, on 2 of their members here. I didn't realize that all of mine lived in Belarus. Or is it just their uniforms flag?
Maybe
I wonder if they have customized ones.
I'm also not sure about that, but I think a few players from them are definitely from Belarus, as I was checking the roster. I think you got there also the second player from Minsk. Oh my god, he's a Gozo, is the second player who is from Minsk. So I think it's all 6 players from Belarus.
Maybe they
I'm
actually.
not 100%. I have to check that after the match.
Maybe I didn't know that they were actually a home team here, and that would actually be very bad for them if they are letting the side down
Some extra
like
pressure.
this. But going into game number 2, Mind are currently 1-0 against Tau. Second map is Minsk. Let's see the tanks.
Yes, we got from Mind Raskulik, Zik in the 5100, Nesquik, Kamek, LOL win the IS3s, Hemlur, and oh my god, Isoyosa in the T1s.
So very standard 3 IS3 tactic there. On the other side, we have a 110 for the very first time. And you guys had a very good discussion about that yesterday in the chat. 2 IS3s driven by Alex and Eugene. An Angulator Voss in the 5100s with Handel and Trey backing them up. Now, the 110, the advantage we have with the 110 is the ability to be aggressive. And it has the DPM advantage over the IS3, but it doesn't have a peekaboo advantage. So, on Minsk, where it often goes down to peekaboo tactics, popping out, taking a shot, backing off again, you really need to be careful to take the 110 here, unless you're going for a big push. The 110 only pays off if you are very aggressive.
That's true. So in the end, Tau have to push here and to take the use of the 110. I would be like to know if you can check maybe if they're using the small or the big gun, the 320 alpha damage or the 390 alpha damage gun.
What, for the 110?
Yeah, for the 110.
Let's have a look.
So the fast shooting 320 must be the small one. I think it's the small one.
Why would you take the big one? The advantage on the 110 comes from the high rate of fire on the smaller gun.
Yeah, but if you use the big gun, 390 damage, a bit faster reload than the IS3.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay. I thought
so
I thought that gun was just inferior. I would have to check, but I really didn't think that the 110 used the bigger gun. But
yeah, from time to time you can use it or try. I mean, it's the same gun, or basically the same like an IS3 then, just another tank, but the same guns so close to. And yeah, the small one is way more accurate instead of the big. So
well, it's a standoff at the moment, but at least both teams are in the city, so I'm really hopeful for a big clash soon. Hopefully Tau make the aggression here since they've got the 110. But Hardy's is there over on the train line and the 6 line, but there is nothing going on from the 6 square onwards.
No.
So let's get on with some of the tweets actually while we're waiting here. Nod takes a confident second map win, says Sarah, hammering Synergy Kappas. Jarek says, sun tanning on the beach while watching tanks. What a perfect day.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing. How are you pulling that one off? What sort of Wi-Fi do you have, sir? That's absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Nesky gets spotted in the meanwhile on the 1 line, doing some line shots down to K1 to who is it from Tau?
It's Voss.
It's Voss, but yeah, he didn't connect any shells, so maybe Voss will repeat the fire. But it's nearly impossible to hit Nesqui in this window there, while he's doing more and more blind shots. I think Tau will soon push on the 5 line.
Oh, wait, we have a double spot. Nesqui and Zik have both been spotted, and Voss has taken some shots here. Don't think he has. Oh, he's. That shot there from Nesqui went right by him. Voss is playing it like a baller.
Yeah.
And he knocked down the tree. You can see him knocking down the tree there to be able to do this, what he's been doing.
Another shell fired from
and it's so close. This guy is very lucky. He should be dead, or at least damaged. It's crazy the amount of shots he's managed to dodge here.
Another blind shot. And still no hit, so it looks like Voss is a lucky guy for the day. But it's time for Tau now to move. I mean, they're still in the same position. They got 2 tanks spotted, so I think they should try to risk something and maybe push on the 4th or 5th line.
See that black mark next to Voss? That's where the shots are landing. And Voss is just...
Another one. And missed him again.
This is absolutely crazy. Voss should have been damaged by now. He is just absolutely perfect.
Oh, Nesqui bounced a shell, so you get 1 shell back.
Voss actually connects a shot, but it doesn't go through.
It bounced on the turret of Nesqui, and now he will shoot 1 shell back. Another one didn't penetrate, but was a full hit. And the shell back.
And back, and he's already moved out. Voss is not there. They need to
well played. And I think he will also go for the reload now.
Yeah, he's got to. He's no. Oh, he knocked out the tree. He's Voss.
Another one from
man?
Yeah, but this one also not connected from Nesqui. And I bet Nesqui shoot already 10 times without any hits. So, but
he's got plenty of ammo.
Yeah, but in the meantime, 4 tanks of Tau relocated to the 5th line, and they spotted also, I think it's the IS-3 from Kamek. Close to the base. So maybe there's soon a push on the 5th line to Kamek's position in the IS-3.
Tau is managing to knock down trees. He was dodging so many shots, and I'm not sure if it was the distraction, if he actually was just trying to make them waste their ammo.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, the 5100 is now on reload, so basically it's a good time frame now for a push. But Hemlo is doing a good spotting here, and I think he will spot any push from them before it really happens.
Well, here comes the T1 down the far side for M1ND. He's come down the 8 line all the way to the base, and he's going to find out what's going on in the Tau lineup.
But M1ND is also relocating now all 5 heavy tanks to the green side or the rail side. So they spotted now in the mid, who is it? The Hardys in his 110. He managed to shoot 1 time but missed his shell. So maybe we will see the clash on the railroads now.
Maybe we will. We will see some aggression if they decide to go down, but at the moment they are just going high.
Yeah, LOL was aiming now for Hardys and will shoot any second. The question is, will he connect the shell? I think Hardy is in a good position to get penetrated. He bounced the shell, and nearly all tanks from M1ND are spotted. The T1
only for a second though, but that does mean that they are Tau are free to take the city if they want to, but still no penetration. So lots and lots of fire made. Now, if you were playing team battle mode and they were not playing tournament account, the amount of silver that has been fired so far is in the millions, I swear.
Yeah, easily in the millions. Yeah. And now Nesqui and LOL will start to push.
Here they go, M1ND are coming down. Lobo has been spotted, so this aggression has been noted by Tau. They surely know what's coming down, and Hardys has to be prepared for this.
Yes, but Raskalek is already in a good position to flank him if you want to go back. And they got 2 tanks behind here.
And here it is, Nesqui is coming around the corner. He's going to get this hit, but will he return fire? The answer is no, but Hardy had to use his repair kit on the engine. So Hardy's now in a little bit of trouble, and he gets hit again and again and again. And Alex is now trying to protect him, but one more shot. Oh, it tracks him. How unfortunate for M1ND, but great for Hardys as Alex now has put his body in the way, and Lobo is starting to take damage. Although his Amarek's damaged, but
he bounced a lucky shell. Otherwise, his Amarek would be exploded because it was exactly the position where the Amarek is located in the turret.
Oh well, he's very lucky.
Yeah,
then.
he's really lucky. And yeah, M1ND got them in a position, but they have to continue the cap now. The 51 and IS-3 from behind are relocating now to join the fight, and it's all up to M1ND now to go forward.
Oh, the T1 there. Oh my god, he is so goes down. And now we're going into a bit of a stalemate again. Hardy's obviously losing all his HP. He's now within one-shot ability for the enemy IS-3s.
But so far, not a single tank is spotted from Tau, and I think that's the reason why Mind is not moving forward. They need the spot. While Nesquik gets spotted, bounce the shell again on the turret. IS-3's got superior position here behind this wagon from the train. And yeah, they can shoot with the turret, and it's really hard for Tau to fight back here.
It really is. They are pinned, although they
There's
shouldn't
another
really
one
be.
on Alex, 409 damage from the IS-3 from Lowell.
Just missed it. Lowell is playing it smart, but why is Alex even baiting these shots? I don't understand why he's doing that.
I don't know. There's no reason. I mean, they should maybe try to go for the cap with 1 or 2 tanks and come from behind from the railway to shoot Nesquik and Lolvu from behind. That would be maybe a good movement now. But
and we see that Alex was penetrated on his frontal hull. He's obviously not angling correctly as he goes on the backward. Hemmler comes behind Alex, and he spots obviously Hardy. And no, he doesn't spot Hardy and Alex. That was a direct line of fire.
Voss.
I'm really surprised he didn't see them.
Yeah.
And Voss there has been spotted, but somehow Alex and Hardy's are not lit up.
Yeah, but Handy is also not spotted in the base, so Mind should have enough information, and it's really Tau who is not moving. They didn't act; they only react to the situation, and I think that's the problem why they are so far behind actually against Mind in hit points. And yeah, Mind is going forward now with Nesquik and Lolvu. Nesquik get a big shell here from Eugen, and he's down also to 650 hit points.
And Angry is actually managed to do some damage, and Handy takes the damage shot instead of Angrily, which is fantastic work for T1 in this sort of situation. And we see the big engagement going down as the Angulator comes around the back to hit Lowell, and Nesquik goes down. But that's
Lolvu was already
double
armor
tap.
wrecked, so he can't repair his armor wreck, so he will be for the rest of the fight armor wrecked. 450 hit points left. And that was not a good movement from Mind. I mean, no, they're in the cap circle, but they lose 2,500 hit points for this move.
Yeah, that was very expensive move, but Kanmek can easily take these guys out if he's careful. But 1 minute left on the clock, 33 seconds left on the cap. Eugene gets a huge hit though on a Kamek, and Hardy's and Alex move in to try and finish him off. One more shot there from Alex. Hardy's needs to get around the corner, but in the meantime, Zek does finish off Voss, which is a bad thing.
Yep.
Hardy's doesn't realise though that Kamek and Lower on the other side, and he's got to be careful. That was a sacrifice of 2 guys for no reason, and that is a bad thing.
Yeah.
Eugene tries to ram, and he does ram the T1, but now he's left on his own. But he's got to make a move. 7 minutes left. What's the point of fighting Zek? Seconds left.
Raskalik also
point.
really perfectly timed his shell. I mean, he was armor wrecked, so he had 22 seconds of reload, but he waited for the perfect moment to finish off the 110, and there were no chance to reset the cap.
2-0 for Mind. There was, I don't know, they had the advantage there, and they didn't press it. They let Mind get around them, and once they were surrounded, that was it. GG.
They got their Mind free today, and
Clear mind. Clear mind, able
That's
to think.
true.
Now, one thing I have to note, though, we've seen now 2 games where a team has come back from being down. A combat tank.
Yeah.
Mind went down, obviously. ESC went above them, beat them, after they were 1 tank up. So losing a tier 8 isn't the end of the world if you get a positional advantage.
Exactly. If you know how to react on that, or maybe use the T1 to bait in tier 8, you still come back.
You still come back. So when you're playing that team battle mode yourself, guys, don't give up when you lose a big tank.
No.
You don't necessarily have to lose when it's 4 versus 5. If your enemy splits up, for example, you have a much easier time. You can even go for cap if they're all sticking together. There's always an option you have to do. So let's look at that damage, and Eugene doing so much for Tower, but it was not enough. The rest of his teammates let him down. You can't see the bottom few, but Hardy's did only 600 damage, and so did the Angulator, and so did Voss. They all did less than 700, where no one did less than 700 on the entire of Mind's team. Nesquik was the lowest with 800 damage.
Yeah, he
so
get a bit unlucky, focused out. But also, I think in this situation, Lolvu should shield him better. Because Lolvu was, I think he get only 1 hit, so he was on 1,150 hit points, something like that. Nesquik was already down to 600, and he was not able to shield him, and then he get a double hit again, and then Lolvu drive in the open, and
Yeah, but then Tau also made some silly mistakes near the end there. Instead of trying to shoot to the right towards the cap circle, they drove to the right, exposed their frontal armor to be flat plates. Remember, the IS-3 is the pike nose, so if you expose this part of the nose as a flat surface, you're always going to get penetrated. It's the weakness of the IS-3 series, or the IS series, should I say, with the pike nose. If you get a flat surface, just shoot the flat surface. Don't be scared of it.
Exactly.
The difficulty is when you're within like 50 meters and they're wiggling, and you're like left, right, right there. You just got to time it right and hit the right side, because otherwise it'll bounce.
That's true.
So wiggle,
Himmelsdorf.
angle, and know your target. Map number 3.
Himmelsdorf.
So currently it's 2-0 for Mind. They just need this one more battle. What do we expect to see from Mind on Himmelsdorf?
I think we will see also basic. I think they will stay on all 3 maps on the basic setup, basic stuff, just get confident for the next game. And also from the heavy fight coordination, I would say why they should change anything. They're playing better than GOW in the heavy fights. So let's go for IS3s, 5100s.
3 IS3s. 2 5100s or 3 5100s and 2
IS3s, 3 5100s.
Yeah, probably smart. Although, because of the way that Tau have been playing with missing their shots with the water loaders a few times, 3 IS3s might be better. The DPM of the IS3s can work out if the enemy 5100s don't work out.
Yeah, but you need the burst damage from the 5100s because against bad teams they play most likely defensive, so you have to attack, then get the 5100 in to use the burst, focus one tank out. Instead of the third IS3, it's more if you get also in the defensive position or play Pukebi, try to snipe, but against weaker teams you have to play more aggressive, so 3 5100s would be my favor.
3 5100s, let's see if we get that, maybe a T69? Go
no.
Old school.
And not Winter Himmelsdorf, don't ask.
Okay, so let's go to Winter Himmelsdorf as the third map here on Mind versus Tau. Let's see the tanks.
On the side of Mind, we got 3 5100s, 2 IS3s, 2 T1s, like expected. Nesquik, Raskalek, Zik, Kamek, Lolvo, Hemlo, and oh my god, he's the ghost.
And we have a mirror matchup here for Tau with Eugene and Alex on the IS3s, from Voss, Angulator, and Hardys on the 5100s, with Handel and Trey still in those T1s.
Yeah, I really like the choice of 3 5100s from Tau as well. I expected them on 3 IS3s to just play a bit more defensive, try to get the alpha damage in, but no, they're playing for victory, don't try to defend. They're trying everything. I mean, it's maybe their last round in the whole event, so why not trying everything?
Indeed. Indeed.
So, positioning from Mind is really basic stuff, I would say. Just checking all areas on the C line from the North CD. One tank going for A1. We saw that yesterday as well. T1 in front for the spotting. But interesting, Tau is heading for the hill.
They are heading for the hill indeed. Their entire team is doing a different tactic. They are going for the hill with all their tanks. 5100s at the front. In fact, everything going for the hill. The only person who may not is Eugene, who is going down low, but he might just go on the other path. No, he looks like he's heading towards the banana.
And for Mind, there's no T1 going to the hill, so they got absolutely no information from the hillside, only what Raskalek will spot.
Although they are sending a T1 down the banana, no, he came close, but he didn't actually go.
Also, really like the T1 position from Tau here. I mean, it's really interesting to say that defensive, but they are able to spot the IS3, completely on the opposite.
Okay, so let's see the votes of the teams. We did actually get the votes in. No, we didn't, apparently. Oh, no. I have them here on Skype, though. Apparently it is 13% to Tau and 87% on Mind.
Kind of expected. Few underdog votes, I mean, but yeah, 87 is pretty clear.
Yeah, 87% is very clear. You guys expected Mind to win. The 13%ers are probably following your advice from yesterday.
Any second, Tau have to move on the hill, or Raskalek will notice, okay, I have to run. He's spotted now.
Yeah, he just spotted all of them, and they have to move now, because Raskalek will get away if they don't. And I think he's going to get. I think they're not even going to chase him.
Yeah.
They know he's gone. They know they're not going to be able to
immediately on the other side, on the 1-2-3 line, the tank's pushing. It's Nesquik, Hemlo in the T1, and behind Nesquik it's Kamek and Zik, and they're going immediately for the cap, and that will be a big problem for Tau if they are not able to reconnect from the hill.
But there we go, the pings are going out for Town. They know that they have to get back to base, and their heavy tanks are rushing from the hill as fast as they can. So Mind are doing the right thing, but look at that, B6. What's going on at B6? They are down a tank, so Tau will meet Mind in a 4 versus 5.
Yeah, but the tank from B6, I think he will straight down to the middle and try to block him. The important thing is they pinged it already at H5. They can go in the cap now with 3 or 4 tanks, and they can't get the reset easily without losing heavy. So Tau have to completely go in the open. Only chance to really reset or fight against this is from H5. and there's no tank even near.
Oh, Trey managed to absorb one of the 5100 shells into his track, and they need to take a second one to kill him. That's going to be critical in these next moments if it comes down to it. But the 5100 from across the field is coming in. He will be here in time and take down Eugene, who is trying to get around the back. There's the first shot into his side from Raslis. He is going to try and prevent it, and he does prevent it. He gets the track. This means that Cap has a high chance of success.
Yeah, but Nesquik did a mistake. He get reset. He was picking out, get 2 shells from the IS-3s, and now Carmex is also in the open. It looks like they're playing a bit too greedy. They don't should risk that much. Another reset here on 6. And yeah, Hardy have to hit Nesquik, but 5 seconds left on the clock. That should be enough.
Yeah, Eugene,
there's the Annihilator coming, and he misses shell. That was the shell. If he hit the 5100, he would reset, and then mine was really in a huge trouble. They lose too many hit points. They were much too greedy in the end.
I didn't think it was just about the greed. It was a case of Eugene should not have been bothered by the 5100 in the center. The cap was the most important thing.
Yeah.
That 5100 already fired 3 of the 4 of the 6 shells. He would have got away from that situation, but instead he decides to face, and oh my word, one of their players female. She just come onto stage and go, yes, you're not knocked out. She's proud of him.
Yeah.
Right, anyway, so M1ND are not going home, and they are staying. They have proven their worth here, and Tau did not manage to make the upset.